So we already knows this mythological, what mythology taught us. So Bali, Ravan and Duryodhana, these are the three important characters of Mahabharata. I like Bali the most. So Bali was having one salient feature, that whoever come in front of Bali, he will snatch his half of the power. So Bali always remain powerful than his opponent. So Bali is nothing but it is a fear. Whenever you are in fear, your human brain doesn't work. So for example, when you go for an interview and you get afraid, you get fearful. In air conditioned room, you will start get sweat, right? Because of fear, your blood pressure go down, right? And when your blood pressure go down, what does it mean? You will start sweating from everywhere. Your human brain has disconnected. Only your reptilian brain is working, and whatever you have mugged up, you have prepared for is there into your human brain, but it is disconnected. So you can't take right decision. So Bali is nothing but fear. To kill the fear, you need to control it, right? So that even Rama has to kill him after by hiding away from him, right? So that is what is Bali. The Ravana is another problem, right? The Ravana was very greedy and loose character. So he was having a very nice wife till he wanted another wife, right? So the problem with Ravana is greed, right? He want everything, and that is what is problem. What you want, you have to decide, right? What you want, what is your required return, and for that required return, where you should be investing. For example, your required return is just 10%. You don't need to put 100 rupees into equity, right? You could put 50% into equity, rest into debt. You can make 10% return easily, because that is what requirement. Understand your requirement, understand your greed. Do not get greedy by market, right? If the market is going up and you feel that, oh, I have invested only 10 lakh rupees. If I would have invested 1 crore rupees, I would be more wealthier. This is called greed, right? Understand yourself, understand your requirement and decide your asset allocation. So stay away from Ravana. The Duryodhana, problem with Duryodhana, even you are getting good return, you are not happy because your friend is making more return. The problem with Duryodhana is nothing but envy. So these are the three, and this, if you see, these all are not intelligence, these are all spiritual abilities. To control fear, to control greed, to control envy, you require to have spiritual abilities. So to control your behavior, and this is what all has been taught in our mythology, right? So to control everything, you have to be a highly spiritual person rather than an intelligent person. So these are the three things. Even the proof of the pudding is also there. So as I have told you, investment behavior, if the debt funds does well, if your money is into debt fund and the equity does well, oh, the equity large cap has done well, I would have invested over there. Then you invest in large cap, right? If you are getting good return from large cap, you see small and mid caps are doing even well. Oh, let me invest into small and mid cap. Now you have invested in small and mid cap. Oh, you are invested in small and mid cap, you get good return. Oh, Bitcoin is making good return. So this is how we think during the bull run. Bear run, oh, I do. Bitcoin is falling. I won't do it again in my life. Small cap is falling, mid cap are scary, cut it down. Large cap are consistent and stable. Shall we switch money crisis? Shall we switch some money to debt? It can ensure safety. So in market bottom cycle, you will take all decision. In the bull run, you will take all decision. That is because of the behavior, right? So all these things you need to control by behavior. Another problem with what kind of personality you are, that we need to understand ourselves. Know your customer is important. Know yourself is even more important. So this is your actual profit and this is your actual loss, right? A prevention oriented people is the people whose tendencies, I don't get too much return is fine, but I should not lose even at least a traditional instrument return. And that is called prevention oriented people. So when market fall, if your fall is till this blue line, you will be in more pain than the actual loss. And when the market gain, your return is higher, but you will feel less return, right? So this is called prevention oriented people. Promotion oriented people, in fall, they feel lesser than what actual fall, and in the rise, even the actual loss gain is less, they feel more happier, right? So this is the promotional. Promotion oriented people are generally optimist. Prevention oriented people are generally pessimist. However, these are very broad definitions, but these are the right hand side is very less, very planned. These people are in very few. The prevention oriented people are plenty. So if I have to put into metrics, market norms for any investor at high risk, high return. So why some social norms is required? So when you are into panic, you need some friend, you need some help to take a right decision, right? So high risk, high return, promotion oriented people, but sometimes you have taken higher return, higher risk, but return is not higher. At that time, you have to wait for some return. At that time, your advisor will help you. If at that time the small gain may be accepted because of that social norms, so you have a close connect with your advisor friend or whoever, right? So this social norms is also very important. Prevention focused people have steady return and low risk, which is a market norm. Social norm, if sometimes the return is not as per expected, small loss may be forgiven, right? If you have a repo with your advisor, because your advisor knows you better than you, your wife knows you better than you, your husband knows you better than you, and that's why everybody wanted to be optimistic. But believe me, because of our brain, 80% people are pessimistic, and that's why what is your risk appetite? For example, in March 2020, so no risk profile will tell you what is your risk appetite. In March 2020, if you have invested during your earlier portfolios in loss, you are an aggressive person. If you have not invested, but you have hold your investor, you are a moderate investor. And if you redeem your investment during March 2020, you are a conservative investor. And there is no harm in called as a conservative investor, because that is what is your actual you are. So who am I? So market norms, for example, a promotion focused person, a diamond merchant, right, is a promotion focused. A teacher is a prevention focused person. Generally, there may be exception. These are, I have just put it as a broad example. So what is a social norm? Diamond merchant is my friend, right? I can handle him. So that is a social norm. A teacher, my cousin, that is a social norm. For example, my brother-in-law is a teacher, right? He is a very conservative person, but he invests into equities because of me. He is my family member. So he is investing. So because of I am there, he can invest. Otherwise, he can't invest in equity. So he is having lot of SIP going on, but because of me, he is there. So that's why it is very important. You need some companion to make a right investment decision. And that's why build a long-term relationship with your advisor. Even I know everything, but still I invest using, take help of my advisor, because I understand everything technical, but behavior portion, he helped me, right? So, and he helped me to how to, even Sachin Tendulkar keeps a coach, right? All this new team, Indian team, winning team, was most of them are having coach as a Rahul Dravid, right? As either Shardul Thakur, either T. Natarajan, all those are having coach as a Rahul Dravid. So even you are expert, you are young, you are risk taker, you need an advisor. So that's why these norms function. So COVID crude, I have already make you understand. So how the market has moved. So on 23rd March, the pendulum was at 49%. Average market cap to GDP. So fair value market was 79%, and overvalued market, which was there in December 2001, was 59%. So how it has moved? In May, it was 62%. In June, it was 68%. Nobody was confident. Everyone is skeptical. In July, it was 73%. Now it has moved towards above this level, somewhere, some slightly above fair valuations, right? So generally, people conviction came on the right hand side of the pendulum, and that is what is the premise. So bull market take birth from pessimism, grows on skepticism, matures in optimism, and dies in euphoria. Everything you can see in the single graph, and that is why need to understand. So this is a bit technical part. I will keep it fast. So if you see, the cheap market remained for very small time. The expensive market also remained for very same. Most of the time it remains in the middle band, which is a fair value market. So here the market is fairly valued. The sentiments are neutral. You can make good return in 5 years. The long term, if you invest in fair value market, is 5 years. The long term, if you invest in the cheap market, is 2 to 3 years. In 2 to 3 years, money will get double. If you're investing during expensive market, the long term become 10 years. So many ask me, sir, what is the definition of long term? At what time, how much you are investing it decides your long term horizon. So this also, the answer is here. So these are the various market cap to GDP range, which we have shown through that pendulum graph. We've seen through that pendulum graph. And we have purposefully kept intelligence decision require. Actually, investment don't require intelligence, it require common sense. Common sense tell us do not use cannons to kill mosquitoes. And that is what is the common sense. If you use for investment success, you need to use common sense a lot rather than intelligence. And that is what we need to understand. So intelligence is having a lot of information and knowledge. Common sense tells you what knowledge and what information use at given point in time. So during time of Mahabharata and Ramayana, even the evils were having various shastras like Brahmastra, right? They are also having medicine. The problem with evils, they don't know when to use what, and that is what is the issue. So intelligence gives you a lot of information and knowledge. Common sense tells you which information to use when, and that is what the proof of the pudding. Use simple product, use simple rule of thumb, right? The power, there is a power in simplicity. The easier something to understand, the easier it to share, and more people you can impact. Simple is not easy. Simple can be harder to implement than complex thing. Nothing is more difficult than a simplicity, right? And that is what Charlie Munger tells us. This is what Charlie Munger has told. Charlie Munger is partner to Warren Buffett. Take simple idea and take it seriously. Doing a few sets of push-ups each day is a simple idea. Saving at least 10% of your income is a simple idea. Sending thank you notes is a simple idea, but most people don't take simple ideas seriously. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. If you want a behavioral modification in your investing journey, you have to accept simplicity. Complex problem gives you complex return. Complex product gives you complex return. Simple product gives you simple result. You know, CRISIL 50-50 index, which is 50 equity, 50 debt, is the most efficient index. And that is what we need to understand. So wealth creation. Again, these are the two pictures. One is left-hand side. There are so many terminals. Some Bloomberg terminals are there. And the right-hand side, one chair, one table, and few books. There is no computer at all. Who might have created more wealth for their investor? The left-hand side is room of Lehman Brothers, and the right-hand side is the room of Warren Buffett. So most of the people, so once some interviewer asked Charlie Munger, your investment thesis is very simple. Why people can't follow it? So he replied him, people don't understand that simple thing can be very effective. They always take that to make good return. You have to understand, actually, you have to analyze some complex data and invest into complex product. And that is what the problem with investing. And so most of the people lost their money in Lehman Brothers, and the biggest wealth creators' life and rooms are very simple. That is another thing. And any ideas, simple theory has given you superb solutions, right? So there was a story of a empty soap box in Japan. It is a real story. There is a cosmetic company who was manufacturing soap. The problem with them is, during the packaging on the assembly line, many soap box were to remain empty. There was no soap inside, and many customer was getting empty soap box. So there is a feeling of dissatisfaction among this customer. It was increasing. So they try many solutions, say how to fix that problem. So first they decide put a X-ray machine on the assembly line, which can identify the empty boxes and it can through a laser beam, and then it will throw them out through a robotic arm from the assembly line. But it was very costly solution, time consuming, and harder to implement in a smaller assembly line. So one of the foremen in the floor asked them to put a table fan in front of the assembly line and put it on. So if the soap box is empty, the fan will automatically blow it away from the assembly line and your problem gets resolved. So it is a 200 rupees solution, right? So every complex problem would have, complex problem doesn't mean complex solution, right? So there are many such example. I'm skipping it for the interest of time. How to make investment decision. This is Harry Makrovitz. He has developed a model called mean variance model for optimal portfolio allocation. And you won't believe, he got Nobel for this optimal portfolio model, which is the name of which is mean variance model. When came to his own investment, so when he retired, he wanted to invest his retirement money. How he invested? He did not use that mean variance model. He used 1/n model. So 50% he parked into equity and 50% he parked into debt. So somebody asked me why you didn't use your mean variance model. So he answered it that mean variance model will take 500 years to beat 1/n model, and I am not going to live for 500 years. And that is what is the problem with theory. So again, another thing he added, that behaviorally, if I have 100% into equity and market go down, I will feel bad. If my 100% into debt and if market goes up, I will again feel bad. So if my 50% into equity and 50% into debt, right, I will always remain happy. And believe me, CRISIL 50/50 is the toughest index to beat by any product or by any portfolio. And that is what this actual experience also tells us. So again, coming to back, so out of your 100 rupees, how to invest? You don't have control on any macro parameter, any micro parameter, how the company promoter will do, how the crude will move, how the exchange rate will move, how the Fed rate cut will rate, what will be the China's policy. You don't have control on any of this thing. You have control on your 100 rupees, whatever rupees you are having. How much you should be investing into equity and debt, that you should decide, or gold, right? This is third asset class. And that you decide based on some, which is cheap, you should invest more, which is expensive, you should invest less, right? That is what a simple decision one need to make, right? How to decide something is expensive. So if it's fair value, so its sentiment is positive for that asset class. What does it mean? It is overvalued. If sentiment is negative for that asset class, it is undervalued. If something is undervalued, invest more into that asset class. And that is called asset allocation. So first decide, out of 100 rupees, how many you would put into equity, debt and gold. Within equity, then decide which scheme, large cap, mid cap, small cap, sector, value, growth fund, whatever it is a second level decision, right? Most of the time we spend a lot of time on timing the market, but you can't have control on it. So manage your 100 rupees. First, allocate your asset wisely by looking at some valuation models, which are science. You can also look at art if the sentiment is positive. If for continuous 1 month, the French newspaper start writing good about stock market, the market is expensive, right? If the front page is telling you China-India war, there are crises in world, there are crises in politics, these are the best time to invest in equity, over invest in equity. So first decide how much of 100 rupees should be into equity and debt and gold. And within that asset class, which fund you should be in the second level decision and which won't impact your return a lot. Your 92% return is decided by your asset allocation decision. Your 4% return is decided by your scheme selection. Your 1.2% return is decided by your timing, and remaining 1.5% comes into all other factors. So 92% return come from asset allocation. Do right asset allocation, use some valuation model. So there are various products available into the market which does asset allocation automatically based on some scientific formula and some behavioral formula. Use those kind of product also, or do it yourself by going to your advisor. Control your behavior a lot. Habits take time to develop, and bad habit develop faster. Good habit develop time to develop, and you have to train your brain for that. So before closing, I would like to give you a story. I think how the behavior changes very rapidly. Your economy sometimes may not change very fast, but the market will change very fast. How it happens? So I will tell you a story. One child was in his house, was watching TV, was playing mobile, was messaging on WhatsApp. Her mother was telling him that you have to do this work. Today there was an announcement that electricity will go. So please finish your work, right? And stop doing all this nonsense. But the child was not listening. And suddenly there was a power cut. And the moment the power cut happened, the child got annoyed, right? Because his all activity has resumed, is on hold. And moreover, her mother was now angry on him because he has not listened to her, and because of her mother shouting on her, now his mood is equally very negative, right? At that time, first he has stopped doing some interesting thing, his mother has scolded on him. At that moment, right, the father came from the office and mother told him the entire story. The father slapped him, right? Now the mood is very negative. If you see, the electricity has gone once, but the mood has gone negative for 3 times. Now what has happened? Now the mood has gone very bad. So what the child was doing, he was just coming out of the first gate from first door of his house, and he see the entire society electricity has gone. So his pain is now little lesser, but it is still a negative sentiment. So his sentiment slightly improved from too much negative to very negative. Then he go to the terrace and he see the entire city light has gone. So his mood, very negative sentiment is less negative, or say negative. So it has improved, but still it is negative. After some time, he sees some friend in the common plot, so he run away there. Because now you can't do anything because electricity is not there. So he made friends after so many time from physically one to one. So he feels started okay now. So his mood has improved. See, the electricity has still not come, but his mood has gone back to very much negative to then less from very negative to neutral. Now his sentiment has came neutral. The electricity has still not come. Now few more friends join the gathering, and now they start enjoying because they are taking jokes, they are telling their some funny experience, and they are talking to everyone. Now they are started laughing. The atmosphere has gone euphoric now, the positive sentiment. So if you say the electricity is still not come, but they are the atmosphere is very euphoric, right? So so how the fast the sentiment changed where nothing has changed in the circumstances. Suddenly what happened? The electricity came. Now the moment the electricity came, all friends have to depart from there, and they have to go back to their home, have to see their parents, have to work, have to do the work which they intend to do. So because the electricity came, all this negative thing they have to do now, their mood again went to negative. So first their mood went to negative because electricity is gone. Now their mood have again become negative because electricity has came back. Now the two different behavior to the same thing, right? That is what is the problem with investing also. So control your behavior, you can control your investment. Managing yourself is much more important than choosing a scheme. So that is why I tell you, you can't optimize your portfolio without optimizing your brain, mind, and behavior.